Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Actually, I really need to tell you this story. Um, I went through my mother's journals, and several things have struck me. She was writing these journals near the end of her life to me so that I could have a better understanding of who she was and what her life was like. One morning, she wrote about how my manager and sister Janine and I had come back from the grocery store with a giant stuffed lion. Now, we saw it in the store, and it was right after Valentine's Day, and it was like 75% off, and nobody wanted this gigantic lion. So we thought it would be fun to get for my mother. Every morning when she'd wake up, I'd walk in her room and sing, "I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus," and she'd join in. Well, that day she was a little bit low, and so we found this giant lion and brought it back to her. And she just laughed and she said, "Oh, what am I going to do with this?" I said, "Lay him right next to you, Mom." Like, oh. And she just thought it was so funny. And I didn't think anything about it. But when I read through her journals, it was a significant day to her. She said that day, that morning, she'd felt like giving up. She was tired physically. Her body felt done. My mother had a brain tumor that had resulted over 2 years in 5 heart attacks and 6 strokes, and she would rally, but it took its toll. And she wrote in her journal, she said, "These girls came in here with this big old lion. I'm going to name it Bernine," combination of Bertice and Janine. And she said, "I guess they still need me. I guess I'll stick around a little bit longer." Sure did bring me joy. I remember when my godmother, Nan, Thelma Rainey, I flew to Delaware to visit with her. And she said, "Oh, it's so good to see you." She said, "I was praying to just go on in with the Lord. I'm tired of being here. If I live any longer, ain't going to be nobody left alive to come to my funeral. Nobody's even going to remember me." I said, "Stop it, Nan. We're going to remember you for hundreds of years beyond your life." Here's this woman who gave her life for this church. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, gave her life. Prayed day in and day out, scrubbed and cleaned, and did everything she could, polishing the pews to make this ministry work. And yet she felt forgotten. Today, I want you to realize that any call, any handwritten note, any visit is gigantic in the life of someone who feels old and forgotten, who feels that their contributions were less than, who feels that their days are done, that they don't matter anymore. Take a moment and think of one of those folks in your life, and if you don't have any of them in your life, get you some. Because they make a difference. Oh, when an elder is praying for you, you can't even imagine. Take a moment and think of one of those folks who's maybe isolated. Maybe they're not so old. Maybe they're just sick or frail or can't get out. And take a moment to go in. You don't have to physically go there, but a handwritten letter, a phone call, order something and have it delivered to them. It makes all the difference in the world. I love you.